Hey everyone, today we're going to be ranking all of the killer's pallet break animations from worst to best. For this we're going to have 4 categories: boring standard kick, average animations, pretty cool animations, and finally really cool animations. Let's get into it. Starting off with the boring standard kick tier, we have quite the sorry state of affairs for pallet breaks, with Trapper, Wraith, Hillbilly, Doctor, Huntress, Shape, Bubba, Freddy, Pig, Clown, Legion, Ghostface, Oni, Executioner, and Trickster all having a very boring and standard kick. What a shame. These animations are all just very basic. I don't exactly hate the kick, to be honest, but it just sucks that it's on such a wide range of killers. Plenty of these characters could do something slightly more unique. It makes sense for Trapper as the original character to have a kick, what with the imagery of brutal strength too, but for the rest of the characters it just feels like they should do something else, or at least a slight variation of the kick. Some of them could toe punt it, others could just use a singular kick to break it. Some could take 3 maybe instead of 2, but just quicker. Someone like Oni could just straight up stamp on the pallet to break it or something. I'm fine with the kicks, but I just wish there was some variation between them. There are also characters on this list which have the perfect pallet breaking weapons that they don't use. Hillbilly and Bubba have chainsaws and they don't use them. Huntress has an axe, the perfect wood cutting weapon, and instead uses her foot. Executioner could swing his great knife over his shoulder and shatter the pallet. Trickster could use his bat, maybe throw a spin in there. Doctor could use his bat or a shot of electricity. A bit like the breakable walls, I feel there's a chance to show character with these pallet break animations. It would be great to have slight varied ways of breaking the pallets, just getting these small little character moments that show what the killer is and who they are. So all of these are ranked at the same level. The only one I think has at least a slight variation is Pyramid Head's, as his foot is kind of slightly side on and just looks a bit more in character, if that makes sense, with its wonky and distorted shape as he is when he walks around dragging his blade. So I'm going to put that one at the highest end of this low end. Okay, on to average animations. Starting off this section we have Hag and her pallet break. This one makes a lot of sense, using her strengthened arm instead of her legs and kicking. I'm actually completely fine with this one, as I don't really know what else could be done, and it's just nice she does something a little different to the regular kick. Plague is up next, and a character who uses her sensor, swinging it twice to break the pallet. This one is quite basic, but does the job. I do like that she uses her sensor, almost like she's trying to keep up her look and not stooping down to kick the pallet. A bit like Hag's, I don't really know what could be added, so I'm pretty fine with it. Unfortunately, there aren't any sparks for this one, unlike with the wall break animation. Demogorgon is up next and does a similar thing to both Hag and Plague by doing a double swing with its claws. This one is a bit better than both of theirs, however, as there is an alteration between the claws, which is nice. It would be cool if it maybe dug its claws into the pallet or something, but otherwise I'm pretty satisfied with this one. Spirit is our final one in this tier. She uses her katana and does a similar double swing to the others. I do like the variation in the slice angles, I guess you'd call them. Again, just a slight variation is nice. It's also nice to be able to see the katana out for longer than a second or so, and also see it from different angles. You can get a pretty great look at the weapon itself, which is cool. Moving on to the pretty cool animations. Twins are going to start us off in this tier. Their animation is super simple, but makes good use of the sickle weapon, digging into the pallet, pulling back and breaking it. This one I actually really like, as it feels not only unique, but there's a different movement as a whole, as the sickle is dug in and then pulled back. Yeah, I really like it. Deathslinger is next, using the butt of his rifle to break the pallet. This is a great example of using something other than a kick, and again it makes sense because of the brace on his leg. You very rarely get to see the back end of the rifle unless you're a survivor, so this is quite a cool one. The action also feels super smooth and just looks great, to be honest. Blight has quite a cool animation, using both his cane and his fist. He first hits the pallet with a fist, then puts both hands together with the cane to break the pallet. I really like this animation, again with some nice variation and usage of both his weapon and straight up fists. For Blight it feels quite character fitting. He has lots of these animations where he always has to keep all of his body occupied because he's so jittery always, which is really cool I think. Nurse's animation is actually worse I would say than her wall break, however it's still a very refreshing change over the other animations, as she uses her telekinetic abilities to break the pallet instead of using any form of contact. I kinda wish wish he did a similar pulse wave thing instead of just pointing and pulling back, but I do like it nonetheless. Nemesis has the best out of the pretty good animations, I think, having quite a varied animation and also a very character fitting one. He puts both his hands together to make a big fist, slamming down in one big blow to break the pallet. I think this one feels like it has a lot of weight behind it, which is nice. I like this one also for the fact that it makes him seem even more threatening. He could just shatter the pallet, but he breaks it like this to be more intimidating. Our final tier of really cool animations is just going to include Cenobite. This animation, in my opinion, is just far better than all of the other pallet breaks. There was much closer competition for the wall break animations, but for pallets, Cenobite is easily the best, I think. For this animation, he casts the chains down onto the pallet, they dig in, and then he pulls them up, making the pallet crumble. The closing of the fist as he does this looks really cool too. The visuals of all the Cenobite animations are far more detailed than pretty much any other animation in the game, so he typically stands out, I feel. Okay, well that's gonna do it. I do hope you enjoyed, and be sure to drop your own favorite animation down below. Thanks, and goodbye.